gonna pass out some packets and we're gonna move on to our next exercise. So anybody want to tell me, what do you think consent is? So again, we're talking in the context of a romantic relationship. Obviously, we're talking about some sort of physical intimacy. Yeah.
Like permission.
Permission. Yes, I like that.
We really wanted to have a presentation to our students that was around boundaries and consent and sexual harassment. We got really lucky and found real options because it's information that a lot of students need.
Public schools make sure that they meet the requirements of the California Healthy Youth Act in the sex education space. What we're bringing in is something that's totally different. We're teaching them that before we're even going to talk about the sex piece, we teach young people about what it looks like to have a healthy relationship with themselves and with other people. And in doing so, we equip them to make healthy choices that will lead to avoiding those risk behaviors. You're hanging out at a party, there's some alcohol, you're drinking a little bit, the person you're hanging out with is drinking a little bit. You say to them, can I kiss you? Is this okay? Are you comfortable? They're enthusiastic. One thing leads to another, whatever, it progresses. Was that consent?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the one thing that was present in that situation? They were under the influence. So anytime that alcohol or drugs are consumed, you cannot give consent. This is about protecting yourself and the other people around you. Yeah, it's not just information, we try to operationalize the information. So let's unpack these concepts so they can wrestle with it and decide before they're in a situation to make that decision. What do I really think about this?
I think a lot of curriculums are kind of like beat around the bush with some of like the sensitive topics. I think what surprised me most is kind of the brutal honesty. You know, it's very forward, and I think the kids really need that. When they get to have those conversations around things that are a little bit more real and applicable, they really do appreciate it.
We are gonna split you into groups, and you are either gonna get a good date scenario or a bad date, and you're gonna tell us what that looks like.
They're on TikTok and Instagram, and they're looking at these glamorized lifestyles of living the single life and everything that entails, right? And we can come to them and we can say, like, there's a better way. And this is why it's a better way. This is what the science says. This is what experience says. This is what decades of research is saying.
What we gonna do? So we're gonna go over there. We're gonna go to a fancy restaurant, right? Then who's gonna pay? The guy, of course, you know, he initiates it, right? Just normal.
The guy initiates the date, and he brings her to an empty parking lot. And they start talking about like what they like to do.
If somebody asked you out and they were like, this is what I want to do. I want to take you out. I want to pay for dinner. I want to hang out. I want to get to know you better. I want to do this versus like, I'll just meet you in the parking lot. You know what I mean? How would that make you feel?
Uncomfortable.
Would you feel like that person really wants to invest time in you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're worthy?
When I first heard about it, I thought it was gonna be like a sex education, just purely that. It turned out to be teaching like relationship advice and like boundaries. I think this program is very valuable for people, especially my age, because learning this will keep a lot of people like out of trouble and making mistakes.
When we first fall for someone, the brain makes and releases an abnormal amount of chemicals into the body that affect how we think and feel. But the high doesn't last forever.
I've been in relationships myself, and just thinking back on those, I'm like, was I really just infatuated? And that just always has me thinking. And it's like, okay, maybe I should take a step back, you know, and kind of set my own boundaries.
You take away the name of the school, the kids are all the same. They're all struggling with the same social issues. They're all struggling with the same messaging that culture's giving them about relationships, about sex, about themselves. They see all the ugly out there and they want different. They do, they're thirsty for different. So we're there, these kids need us and they need this information now. Having sexual integrity isn't about doing or not doing something. It's about aligning your behavior with what you believe to be true about sex. We just want to give you guys some facts and some perspective on that so that you guys can make the best decision for yourself.
I'm very happy that we went into depth here because a lot of things they talked about, I didn't even know about. And it enlightens me about what I need to know and what I should do in the future.